Big dubs, big dubs, big dubs, big dubs, big dubs. I know what you want. I know why you came here. I know why you came here. You want to talk about Tyler Van Dyke. Listen, before I dive into that, we gotta clap it up for this team, man. You gotta clap it up for this team, man. You gotta clap it up for this team, man. Miami moves to 6-2, defeating Virginia. 2 straight wins at home, 2 straight winning games, 2 straight conference wins. You play to win the game. So before we start complaining, and trust, we got a lot of complaining to do because I saw the game. There was a lot of things you could talk about, but we got to talk about the main thing, and the main thing is getting the W. You look at last year, your team doesn't even make a bowl game. You lose to Middle Tennessee State. You only win 5 games. 5 games. 5 games. 5 games. And at this point in the season right now, we've already won 6 games. We are bowl eligible. When you look at how this team, how these players celebrated after beating Clemson, after beating Virginia, these are I'm not going to say program building. These are character wins. You cannot put together undefeated seasons, championship seasons without going through the steps. You got your ultimate goal. You cannot reach your ultimate goal. You just don't walk up to the steps of the goals and you levitate to the ultimate goal. No, you do not. You got to take one step. You got to crush that goal. Then you get another step and you crush that goal. And once you have been in a couple overtime games and you know how to close out games and you know how to win games, then it's time for you to levitate and crush your ultimate goal. I see how this team is excited, rooting for each other, fighting for each other, overcoming down by 10 against Clemson, overcoming multiple interceptions, almost 3 by your starting quarterback, getting into overtime and dominating. Most people thought that after the whole Georgia Tech situation, after the North Carolina situation, Miami was just going to go on a downhill slide. But instead, they're 6-2. They fought and they won. Round of applause. Ruben Bain Jr. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable what I'm watching from Ruben Bain Jr. This right here is not hype. This right here is not fan-loving. This right here is 100% authentic, game-changing, once-in-a-lifetime play that we're seeing. I'm watching Ruben Bain take on a lineman and a fullback and just move them out of the way. It's easy for a freshman the first couple weeks to make plays because you know what happens? People say, oh, he's going to hit that freshman wall. Oh, they're going to start game planning for him. Well, last week we watched a true freshman, Ruben Bain, destroy a Clemson offensive line. So Virginia said, okay, we got a scheme to beat 44. And this man still put his paw print all over the game. It's amazing. How many times do you watch a show, or have you watched this show, and you've heard me say, remember when I said this was going to happen? Remember when I said that was going to happen? Well, I got to tell you something I was wrong on, guys. Kiko. Mauigoa. Kiko, when I looked at him at Washington State, I said, he did get that pick six on Bo Nix, but I saw him missing a lot of tackles. I know Ruben Bain is having a great year, but the year that Kiko is having, sacks, run fits, chasing down players, interceptions, Kiko was having a hell of a year. He had another great game today. Our defense together, because you could talk about different players. You could talk about Cam. You could talk about James Williams. But I would say the most three consistent players, Porter, Bain, and Kiko, just off the top of my head. Porter missed some tackles today, but once again, he goes through a game without giving up a touchdown. The thing with this defense is the tempo killed us today. So the defense is definitely our strength. We're going to have to rely on them. Let's talk about the offensive side. A.J. Allen. Boy, man, I'm happy for you, man. Because you had one of the most embarrassing moments. I forgot what game it was, but you were pass blocking, and the lineman just bulled over you like you was a rotisserie chicken at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knocked you over like one of the rotisserie chickens that's just rolling. I was like, I don't know if this guy should see the field. In these last couple games, and the man has been injured, but he's been playing through injury. He's been playing great. Today we saw him leap over a defender, score a touchdown. Last week against Clemson, the big touchdown in overtime. He's injured. I hope he gets better. But A.J. Allen, you showed up and showed out. Offensive line, you showed up and showed out. Javion Cohen, you showed up and showed out. The night and day difference of this offensive line, guys, I've never seen an offensive line move like they move. I mean, when they're pulling, when they're on screens, our offensive line is very athletic, and they're very punishing. They're not perfect, but they are very good. And I know there are a lot of past quarterbacks from the Miami Hurricane who would love to have this offensive line. But let's talk about the quarterback that does have this offensive line. There's no excuses for the quarterback play of Tyler Van Dyke, and there's going to have to be some decisions made or something. Because I thought the move was, hey, Tyler's going to be our starting quarterback, but we have to let him know it's okay to scramble. It's okay to check it down. It's okay to live to fight another day. But we will come into this game and we get some of the worst quarterback play that I've seen from a veteran quarterback. There's no more excuses. There's no more excuses. There's no more it's the offensive coordinator fault. There's no more it's the wide receiver's fault. There's no more it's the play calling fault. There's no more it's Mario Cristobal fault. Tyler Van Dyke's terrible, horrific, questionable play is on his own. And we need to figure out what the hell is going on because this team can only go so far with the way he played today. He almost threw that third interception. He almost threw that third interception. But they dropped it and we were able to win in overtime. Is Emery the answer? I don't know. Is Ja'Cory Brown the answer? I don't know. I know what Tyler Van Dyke can do when he sees man-on-man coverage, but when he sees any kind of zone coverage, any kind of two-man under, he don't know what to do. Going forward, our identity has to be ground and pound and try to win on defense. Ground and pound and try to win on defense. That's what it has to be. Because we cannot rely on this quarterback. We cannot go out there 5 wide, empty, and start throwing the ball around. You got to pound the rock. Hopefully our running backs get healthy so we can pound this rock. Now, I have to address that there are people who were upset that Mario, with 27 seconds left on our side of the field with 2 timeouts left, decided to play for overtime. If you are mad about that, I don't know what to tell you. I could just point out facts. Mario did not trust Shannon Dawson and Tyler Van Dyke. So if he didn't trust them, my question to you is, can you blame him? When you've watched a quarterback stare down receivers, when you've watched a quarterback who won't throw the ball away, when you watch a quarterback who will just sit in the pocket and refuse to check it down. Now, I'm not saying he went the whole game without checking the ball down, because there was a play where he checked the ball down to Cam McCormick. Then the next play was a touchdown by A.J. Allen. Then a pick six from Cam. That's what happens when you live to fight another day. But Tyler has been a turnover machine this season. I believe he has, 8 interceptions? You add that fumble snap? Do you really want Tyler Van Dyke throwing the ball around with 27 seconds left? No. Play for overtime and look Virginia in the eye and say, all the space shit is over with. We got to go man to man. And what happened? They went man to man, and we out physical them. Hand the ball off. Hand the ball off. Mark Fletcher, hell of a play, young man. Guys, and I try not to do this, but I know I'm guilty of talking about play calling and stuff, but it just wouldn't have made sense for you to trot out a quarterback who's played one of his worst games, who has the history of turning the ball over, under 27 seconds, start throwing the motherfucker around. Because soon as something happened, people are going to say, as soon as a ball gets tipped, because look, there's some people who say, well, you need to throw the ball and maybe you could break one, and maybe you can score a touchdown, and maybe you can get in field goal range. Well, if you're going to do that, then you can easily say maybe Tyler would have threw his 3rd interception. Maybe the ball would have been batted. Maybe there would have been a fumble. Because we did run a toss play and it was fumbled by Mark Fletcher Jr. and we got it back. So I understood why Mario did that. Tyler Van Dyke, you better get right, son. And I'm happy for this team. 6-2. Oh, my last takeaway from this game is I believe what Ray has done on special teams is something that I have not talked about enough. So I want to give Ray a huge hand. Hopefully he's good. He went out the game, and we saw what this return team looked like. Soon as he was out the game, we get a stupid play by Tyler Hurl. So Ray, on them punt returns, he be returning the punts. Good job. Borregales came up clutch. Good job, my friend. But when you look at Mark Fletcher scoring that touchdown, when you look at Ruben Bain dominating the way he did, when you look at Ray's special team abilities making guys miss, this freshman class is nice. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm out. Peace.